Great song. Anyway, you're listening to UCC 98.3 FM with myself, Graham Richmond, and Marza Hale, Jonathan Sultan. This is Loading Screen, the place to get all your video gaming news, and we're going to start right now. Lads, out today, the PS Vita.
What's that, Graham?
It's some bit of fun. It's I'm trying to think. Is it €300 for the 3G version?
It's 300
and $250
For the Wi-Fi.
for the Wi-Fi. That's steep.
Yeah.
Well, not if you consider what it can do. It's
yeah,
not really.
that piece of tech is almost like a next-gen console in your hands.
Yeah, I know. Which
That-
is why
yeah.
it might lose the 3DS because it doesn't feel portable. Yeah, I wouldn't want that in my pocket.
Yeah. Here's the thing
Too
about
good.
the PS Vita, right? It feels like a PS3 in your hands. It
Yeah,
is.
it does.
It is.
It's way more ergonomic.
Oh yeah, it is an amazing piece of tech.
In case you're wondering, we're not just saying this. We actually got hands on it like 2 weeks ago down in game.
Last week.
Yeah. Oh no, it was.
Oh, 2 weeks
Yeah,
ago,
it was
yes.
2 weeks ago now. And they were nice enough to leave us play it, and we got about half hour each, and I liked it. I didn't like the PSP, and I liked this.
Oh yeah.
So I think there's a real contrast. And also these the 3G ones, if you choose to go and spend an extra €50 for a 3G PSP, it gets its own SIM and phone number.
Yeah, and you
Now
can
it is not a phone, and it can't make or receive calls. It can't even send texts, but it can receive texts.
which is that's weird, isn't it? What's the point of that?
Well,
They're probably going to use it at some point down the
Yeah.
line when they add more features and.
Yeah, they're
things.
probably gonna like send you updates about stuff that's up on the SCN store or something.
it might end up just becoming a telephone. You never know.
That would look weird.
Yeah.
Hey, remember the Nokia N-Gage?
That was.
Look
That,
at
that
look at
never
the
went
iPhone.
anywhere.
The iPhone looks weird, in my opinion. It's
No,
a
but the
rectangle.
Vita is so much bigger than iPhone.
Oh,
You,
yeah.
Yeah,
you
yeah,
could just be
yeah.
walking along and then it's like, oh yeah, so I just had some nice lunch there. Oh crap, Drake is dying.
And plus, it's got 2 analog.
Why
sticks
would you
as
be
well.
talking to someone on the phone while playing Uncharted? on
Because
your
you
PS3?
can, Graham.
I
Because
can do
you
both
can.
things.
Yeah.
But the Vita, I think, great piece of tech. If you would you buy it? Would you buy it?
No.
Would you recommend someone to buy it?
Well, it
Depends what
depends
they're
on the
looking for.
situation.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
like I want one, but I wouldn't use it outside my house, and I don't have the money to
So
spend.
if
on something
somebody
like that.
gave you €300 to buy a PS Vita, would you?
No. I would.
well, you got to pay for the games and stuff.
No. If I had the money, I probably wouldn't buy it. To be honest, I'm not saying it's bad or anything. I just wouldn't get use out of it.
But interestingly enough, it's doing very well in Europe.
Well, or so we've heard.
So
it's
we've
it's
heard.
only been out for
It-
what?
24
What's
hours.
5 plus 12?
Hey, Jonathan.
17
My
hours.
It's not for
favourite
7
number.
hours, but for that time, it's been doing well.
Yeah, and there's some nice games coming up for it as well.
Oh yeah.
Like Street Fighter-
so many games.
Street Fighter Cross Tekken
Street
is
Fighter
one.
Cross 7, right? A bit of news about it on the PS Vita. Now, Street Fighter Cross 2 is coming out in a couple of weeks on the PS3 and 360.
Yeah.
And, well, I'm excited for this game. I know you guys are.
Well, I'm probably going to hold out for the Tekken Cross Street Fighter one.
As will I.
Yeah.
But, I think it's going to be a good game anyway. Interesting bit of news for the PS Vita version, right? That's coming out a bit later.
Mm.
It's not coming out at the same time as the PS3 or the console version. It's going to have 12 more characters that are not on the PS3 or console version.
Now, that sounds odd, but Mortal Kombat did this with their PSP. Or was it, no, actually, was it
It
the
was
Vita?
the Vita version.
Yeah, it's their Vita game. It has characters that weren't on Mortal Kombat on console, but they were DLC characters.
Yeah, exactly. They're DLC characters.
So what this might be 12 characters that you
Can
will be
download.
able to get in a few months' time
Yeah, they might be able to download
on
them
Street
onto
Fighter
your
Cross
PS3.
Tekken, which is another example of developers having DLC when a game comes out and deliberately hanging on to it just to get more money out of us.
Well, we can't really do anything about that.
Yeah, I know.
Yes.
We
I'm
can
pretty sure-
refuse to buy their
I'm
games.
pretty sure Ultimate Marvel.
You can.
I'm pretty sure Ultimate Marvel versus Capcom did something similar. And back in the PSP days, Tekken 5, there was Tekken Dark Resurrection, which was basically the same game on
yeah.
PSP, but it had 4 more characters.
Yeah. What happened with Marvel vs. Capcom 3 was that they released Marvel vs. Capcom 3,
Mm.
and then not long after, about 6 months after, they released Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3,
Yeah.
which has something like 12 more characters or 20 more characters. That's a lot of characters within a very short space of time.
It's also a pathetic excuse to launch a whole new game, in my opinion.
Did you ever hear
It
of
wasn't a
game?
full price game though. It wasn't a full price game. It was. I think it was like 30 or 20 euro. It wasn't the 50 euro that Marvel vs. Capcom.
I
3
think I
was.
stand by what I said.
Okay, can I just say, Graham, have you ever heard of a little game called Street Fighter 2?
Yeah.
Do you know how many versions of that game? There
I
was?
know.
They were.
It's Capcom being Capcom. It's like,
Yeah.
They have like the shortest foresight ever. It's like, we're gonna make a game, and then they release the game. It's like, oh, I have a cool idea for a character. Let's release the game again and call it HD Turbo Ultra Remix.
Some of the characters we get in the Vita version are
Gillette
Sakura
Max
from
version.
Street Fighter, Blanca from Street Fighter. You'll be getting Dragunov from Tekken, and you'll be getting Brian from Tekken as well.
I like Brian. He's cool.
He's a cyborg.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Another Vita game that has been announced. Call of Duty.
Yeah. Now the thing about this, when they announced the Vita, or as it was called back then, the NGP, the next generation portable, back in January of 2011, they said that there was going to be a Call of Duty Vita game, and then we didn't hear anything at all about it until just the other day when someone said that it's Call of Duty Vita is going to be coming out towards the end of the year. And it's kind of interesting.
Is it going to be a port of an existing game, or will it be a standalone?
Yeah, I mean, that's what's interesting. It could be a port of Black Ops 2 or whatever they're calling it, probably.
Which
Black Ops
would
2.
be something of an anticlimax, given the announcement and the time.
Well, I don't know. I think a lot of people would like that. It's like, I can just play the game on my console, but when I'm on the train or whatever. I think that'd be cool. But a standalone game would be cool as well. I think both of them, though, would definitely boost sales.
Right.
A lot of people would.
Before
buy
we
Vita
dive
for
into the
that.
rumour mill, which I know we love doing, before any rumours, something that's actual fact. October 30th has been announced as the release date for Assassin's Creed 3.
How excited are you?
Oh, Johnny, you and SSX, you don't have a clue, man.
Oh, I think we do, Graham.
I think we all have.
Assassin's Creed
for
3.
me, it's
And the thing is, this game is so expected, and they've been working on it for so long. The rumours surrounding it make it impossible to try and predict anything.
Oh yeah, there's loads of rumors. Like there's some that's going to be during the American Revolution.
Yeah,
There's
that's probably the strongest rumour at the moment. But there's also like...
I heard Victorian London as well.
There's Victorian London, there's feudal Japan,
yeah.
medieval England. Some people are saying China, but I mean, like
China?
back in the day, after Assassin's Creed 2, they said, they were thinking of doing a female character in Second World War in England. And then they shot that down by making a statement saying it will not happen in Second World War. We want to do it in a time period, they said, where games don't typically get set. But
The famine in Ireland.
medieval England has been done, as has feudal Japan. And I think China... See, American Revolution sounds like, based on what he just said there, they want a time period that games don't do. American Revolution seems the most likely candidate out of that list of time periods.
I don't know.
and places.
Victorian London looks quite good as well to me.
Or the famine in Ireland. I mean, come on. It's like, I must find potatoes.
Ubisoft, I don't think, would
Care much.
That wouldn't market well, John. Stop
Oh,
talking.
you're going to look foolish when it comes out, Graham. I can't even say it.
Oh, God. Anyway, sorry. Actually, yeah, we actually have a bit more news before the rumour mill, because Mass Effect 3 again.
Woohoo!
Amara, you have some news for us?
Mass Effect 2, right? I don't know if it was BioWare or the guys at Xbox Live.
It's probably Xbox Live, because it was only on
Yeah.
Xbox Live.
But somebody obviously fell asleep on the job, right? And for a few hours, a couple of days ago, you could get the DLC pack for Mass Effect 3 called From Ashes on Xbox Live, right?
How many Microsoft points did it cost?
Microsoft points.
Oh my God.
I don't work in fake money. But it's called From Ashes, right? And it introduces a new character and a new mission, right?
But they can't play it, right? I mean,
They can't play it until they get the CD.
Yeah.
But because of who the character is, I'm not saying, and I haven't read who it is because it's a spoiler.
Yeah.
So
But like the description, it says next to the actual...
next to the game, it's a bit of a spoiler,
Yeah, okay.
right? So I haven't read it myself because I'm like, no, I love Mass Effect.
Yeah. No, you did right.
Yeah, and I didn't want to tell other people about it either. But I think this is I don't know if this is a publicity stunt they pulled, or
It could be, yeah.
could be a publicity stunt, or it could be, well,
It was definitely a decision made by someone to do it.
yeah, or
And Mass Effect 3 does have a bit of a history this year of releasing stuff and then going, oh, sorry about
Yeah.
that.
yeah. But like, interestingly enough, speaking of publicity stunts of Mass Effect, they've released Mass Effect games into space using weather
Yeah,
balloons.
that was silly.
What?
What they've done is that
Hang on, what?
they put Mass Effect 3 games in weather balloons, right? And release them so that they go really high up into space, right?
Did you get it? Because Mass Effect is in space?
That's...
And then they'll come back down in a random position, and whoever finds the game can keep it, and they get it early, right?
Is the game okay?
Oh, the game's fine.
Or so they say.
They say it works, and there's a website, I can't remember what it's called, but you can go there.
I hope they all land in the ocean.
Every single weather balloon has a GPS tracker on it, so you can track where all the balloons are at any given
Are
moment.
they still in the air?
I don't know.
Well,
They did it a few days ago. I'm assuming they've all landed.
Yeah, they probably all landed by now. At this
Although
point.
I was gone, like I was see you there.
But yeah, this is a major mistake on someone's part, or a really good publicity stunt on Microsoft's part.
Leaking is just, I don't like it because, again, like you said, spoiler.
Exactly. Like, if somebody did this and somebody just went to me and was like, "Hey, Mark, guess what happens in Mass Effect 3? Blah.
I know. Guess what happens? This guy and then there's this mission and this. Oh, thanks. I hate you.
I would actually punch them in the face really hard.
And I would agree with you. Anyway, moving on to other people who deserve a punch in the face. Johnny, Bethesda.
Oh yeah, Bethesda. Now, okay, I'm not even going to talk about. No, I'm not going to talk about.
Every week you have something bad to say about Bethesda and Skyrim.
It's their
and the
own
Elder Scrolls.
fault. But anyway, unless you didn't know, the PS3 version of Skyrim had a few issues. There were a good few people around the world who, when their save file got too big, this is what the issue looked like anyway. Their save file got too big, and then their game suffered frame rate issues and stalling and crashing, and some people just couldn't even play it anymore.
A lot of bugs, like really big game destroying bugs.
Yeah.
But not every, like as you said, it was a small percentage.
Very small percentage.
Yeah, and Bethesda just released a statement the other day saying they knew about this.
Before releasing it?
Yeah, and they thought only a small percentage would be affected. And a lot of people are really angry about it, and this is weird now because I'm siding with Bethesda on this. I think they did the right thing because
Why?
if they released the game knowing it was going to be a problem for some people, but their only other option was to just not release it and delay it on the PS3, and then everyone on the PS3 would have been angry with them. So this way,
it's the lesser of two evils.
Yeah, it makes sense. I think it makes sense.
Mm.
It does sound bad, but I think it does make sense. But you know what it all comes down to? They should have made a better game. So yeah, you've been warned, Mr. Bethesda.
Let's see what we have here in other news. Oh, Double Fine, who last week on Kickstarters for their new project got over $1 million. They're now up to $2 million with 20 days of fundraising left. Kickstarters, for those who don't know, is just somewhere where people like you and me can go on and decide to fund a game or a movie or anything. Yeah. And there's a game that Double Fine fans want them to make, but no publisher will touch it. And so they went on Kickstarters and said, look, we will publish it ourselves if you give us $400,000.
It's a point-and-click adventure game, for those of you that remember what they are. I don't.
In other Double Fine news, Notch and Schafer, in discussions over Psychonauts 2, I got really excited with this last week, but it turns out that Notch is being Notch, as I feared he would be. And he's saying, I don't know. Maybe. I mean, if you look at the quotes that come from Tim Schafer and the quotes that come from Notch, Schafer is saying they're in talks and have been for a while. Notch says, oh yeah, we tweeted each other once and I've emailed